Hi lovely brides, I'm Zoe B and this is episode 3 in the DIY series of the Luxe Bride wedding blog. So welcome back if you've seen a couple of my other videos, and if not, check them out. Also, drop me a message or a comment and let me know what kind of tutorials you want to see on the page. So I had a pretty awesome week last week. It was my birthday. I was the big 33. And I actually got inspired for this tutorial from some gifts that I had for my birthday. So some very generous girlfriends sent me beautiful bouquets and they looked absolutely stunning in my home. But as they were starting to dry out, I was wondering, what can I do to recycle them and not make a waste of these gorgeous flowers? Looking back, I really wish I'd done this at my own wedding. I think I ended up spending about £100 on 100 pieces of pre-packed, stickered little bags of confetti that, in all honesty, they were so cute, but if I'd known in advance, then I could have had a go at making my own and allocating that money to somewhere else in the wedding. Usually people give themselves about a year or 18 months to prepare for their wedding from when they get engaged. So during that in-between time, you and your family members are going to have birthdays, and maybe you'll get gifted beautiful bouquets. Valentine's Day, maybe your hubby-to-be will get you a bouquet. And if you're not expecting any flowers during this time, or you need to bulk up the volume, why not make friends with your local florist? They are having to throw away damaged goods all the time that they can't use in their displays, but these flowers are perfectly good for your project. Go and get acquainted with them, make friends, and tell them what you're planning to do, and more than likely they'll put aside any flowers that they aren't going to use, they can't use, and you can go and collect your dud flowers every week and turn them into confetti ready for your big day. Start by cutting the flower heads off the stems, and you just want to pull the stem out from the bottom of the flower head, and that just leaves you with all the gorgeous petals. Sprinkle them out and spread them over some parchment paper in a cooking tin. I then popped them in an oven that was preheated to 130 Celsius and left them for 12 minutes. Once they were done, I left them to cool down and they came out the perfect crispy confetti. Now I'm going to show you how to make a simple cone to hold your confetti. Here I just printed out a few varieties of scripts and romantic poems and songs onto A4 paper. I'm going to go with this one, and I did have to trim the edges because I had forgot to make sure there were no margins. So hopefully you won't have this problem. You then want to fold your piece of paper in half and then take the bottom corner and fold it again to make a perfect triangle, and then cut off the excess. This will leave you with a long rectangle cut along the middle center folded line, and it will leave you with 2 squares, which means 2 cones per A4 piece of paper. And then just taking some double-sided sticky tape to fold in, and then I'm just taking the corner of the piece of paper and rolling it, keeping it tight at the edge to make sure the cone is as narrow as possible at the bottom. Then just wrapping around the extra and sticking it down with some double-sided tape. I'm just going to then fill it with all my confetti, and you can pop all your cones into a basket ready for your guests to pick up on their way into the ceremony. Now I just want to show you a little alternative. These are long stems called salvia, and I really love these flowers for making confetti because each stem is covered in flower heads and they really can make so many handfuls per stem. If you're not in a rush for the flowers to dry out, then you don't need to bake them. You can simply leave them to dry out themselves. Simply tie a piece of string at the base of the stem and hang them upside down in a warm, dark place such as an airing cupboard. As I'm in Dubai and it's pretty warm here, they only took 2 days to dry out, but you might need up to 5 days for yours to completely dry. Now for this packing, I want to make them look really professional. So I found these self-sealing plastic bags. They're 3 by 4 inches and they are so cheap, just a couple of pounds for 80 pieces. Take 3 or 4 big pinches of confetti, pop it inside and seal it over. To finish them off, I found these stickers at my local craft store. They were generic ones that said "For you" and "With love," but you can get personalized ones from a lot of stores on Etsy. And I think they look super professional. Now for my last option, I'm just going to show you a simple tissue paper circle confetti. They're super easy. You just need a circular hole punch, which you can get from your local craft store, a Tupperware box and some tissue paper. So here I have just 2 sheets of tissue paper in white. I've just folded it in half and then again and then again. And I'm basically just trying to get a thickness that will go through my hole punch and let it work efficiently. So this is leaving me with about 16 layers. Trial and error, as every hole punch is different, but you just want to get that thickness that allows the machine to punch down and not get jammed. Then I'm just punching down and making as many circles as I can and then trimming off as I go. Popping all the circles into the Tupperware box. You can then add highlights of your wedding colour. Here I've just put 2 tones of orange. And you just want to get your hands into the bowl and fluff up each of the pieces, as every piece has 15 layers stuck together, so you want to separate all those pieces so you create a much bigger volume of confetti. And I also tried a bit of glitter card. This card was thick, so I could only use 1 piece at a time, but it just added a bit of extra glitter into the mix. I'm using the same bags that I mentioned earlier, a few pinches of confetti in each one, and I think they look awesome. So get creative, mix up those colours and get them ready for your special day.